to episode 2 of season 4 of the Rebel Report. I'm Haley Brooks.
And I'm Lindsay Duvall. Today we will show you a sports club on campus that has made a huge return and take you to the ice to see how our NHL team, the Golden Knights, have been melting the ice on fire to start this regular season.
And UNLV's head basketball coach Marvin Menzies joins us in the studio to talk about the approaching season. So let's get started. Now, we didn't get the chance last week to introduce you to this season's Rebel Report team. So let's tell you who we are.
I'm Diana Zainadine. I am majoring in broadcast journalism and double minoring in theater and dance. I am currently the captain of the Scarlet Dance Line, as well as the president and founder of the first Arab sorority in the nation, the Empowered Arab Sisterhood. I'm taking Rebel Report in hopes of getting into entertainment news, as well as reporting on humanitarian projects.
Hey guys, my name is Ariel Rodriguez and I'm a senior. This is my first time at the Rebel Report, and although sports is really exciting, I'd like to cover conflict in the future.
Hi guys, this is Haley Brooks with the Rebel Report. This is my 3rd semester doing the show. I'll be graduating in December, and I hope to land a job with an online news source like Barstool Sports or Red Bull TV or one of those guys.
Hi guys, this is my first year with Rebel Report. I'm currently a sophomore, going to be a junior. After I graduate, I'm trying to get a job with Portland Trail Blazers, probably be a reporter or a PR or anything else. So, yeah.
My name is Michaela Jackson. I am a junior, and this is my first time for Rebel Report. I'm excited to go out report and work with this team to produce a show.
Hey, what's up, Rebel Report? My name's Alex Wong. I'm a senior here studying journalism at UNLV. This is my 2nd season with Rebel Report. One day I hope to work in entertainment news, but for now I'm very excited to be here, and I hope you guys are excited about our new season as well.
Hi, I'm Lupita Negrete, and I am a senior, and this is my 2nd year taking Rebel Report. And when I graduate, I want to work for a professional sports team and either do sideline reporting or be anything in their communications team.
What's going on, UNLV? I'm Reagan Weber. I'm a part of the Rebel Report. I'm a senior broadcast major. I love just about every sport, ranging from tennis to football. Played a little college baseball. I'd like covering football the most, but I'd cover just about anything.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm a senior at UNLV, and this is my 1st semester doing Rebel Report. My ultimate goal is to become a producer for CNN.
Hi, my name is Summer Crawley. I'm a student athlete on the women's track and field team. This is my 2nd time taking the Rebel Report. I graduate this fall with a journalism degree, and my goal is to work here in Las Vegas for either the UFC, Premier Boxing Champions, Raiders, or even the Golden Knights.
I'm Lindsay Duvall, and I'm a senior here at Rebel Report. This is my 2nd semester with them. I'll graduate this December. My dream job is probably just like anything in the world of sports, anything in the world of media. I love working with athletes. I used to be an athlete. I just love, just getting that deeper meaning in a story. So anything that lets me do that, I'd love to do.
Hi, I'm Casey Carpenter. I'm a senior interdisciplinary studies major focusing on journalism and media studies with music technology. And when I graduate, I hope to take my TV and radio production skills into my own show or working on another show.
Hi, my name's Arlinda Gregory. I'm a senior. I graduate in December. This is my 2nd time taking the Rebel Report, and my goal job would be to work as a reporter, sideline reporter for ESPN, SportsCenter, something like that.
That was a long little video because I think this is the most we've ever had in the Rebel Report.
Yeah, it's definitely a bigger class this semester.
Yeah, like when people leave and then they come back.
I did not leave and come back. I had other classes I had to do. Thank you.
Anyway, a UNLV senior soccer player who's still on the team continues to rack up more recognitions and honors his final season as a Rebel.
That's right. It could not have come at a better time, especially since the Scarlet and Gray is on a current home winning streak. Ariel Rodriguez has more details on Danny Masowski.
Senior soccer player Danny Musabski becomes the first Division I player to be named 3 times as National Player of the Week by the United Soccer Coaches Organization.
It's good recognition, whenever you could win awards like that. So, I'm grateful to the organization for naming me for, these 2 weeks. So, yeah, it really is. It's always good recognition. Consider all the great, college soccer players that we have in this country, and to be the only guy to be named for that award the most times out of any college soccer player is a special award.
Musabski received 2 of those 3 recognitions in a period of just 3 weeks this fall. During his time playing with the Rebels, he has received 4 national recognitions total, and despite having missed out 4 games this season, he currently ranks 4th in the nation with 22 points.
Yeah, I wish I had those 4 games back, but yeah, no, that's, I got to put that behind me, and I don't make excuses. Even though I missed those 4 games, that was my fault. So, I just got to work and or keep working hard, and hopefully, I can lead the nation.
His coach, on the other hand, thinks he has a bright future ahead of him.
Hopefully at MLS. There's a lot of people calling, a lot of people interested in him. So he's had some exposure to MLS teams in Seattle and Kansas City and Colorado, San Jose. So there's some people really interested in him.
Musovski, who is a Las Vegas native, has been playing for the Scarlet and Gray for 4 years, and this is his last season. What's next for the player? Well, he says he's looking forward for the MLS Draft. For the Rebel Report, I'm Ariel Rodriguez.
Congratulations to Danny Musovski for his achievements, and good luck in the upcoming MLS Draft, which takes place in January.
That's right, and just to recap, Musovski missed those 4 games due to a controversial issue that had him suspended for those games. But despite that, he is ranking 5th in goals and assists and has moved into 4th place all-time at UNLV with 103 points.
And to switch it over to homecoming week, the UNLV's women's track and field team started a new tradition that would get the Rebel community covered in school pride. Here's Summer Crawley with more.
To kick off homecoming week, then track and field's very own inaugural Red Rebel 5K color run. Before setting the runners on the start line, participants lined up to check in and made sure to grab their color run gear before the Rebel Red blasting. UNLV Athletic Director were one of the 100 to be in attendance.
I just actually want to complete it, but I just wanted to say thank you all so much for being here. We're so excited, and thank you to all the volunteers who got here at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. We really appreciate it.
Minutes before the gun set off, all were led by a physical education teacher, where everyone warmed up and stretched by showing off their best dance moves. UNLV athletes, staff, students, and Las Vegans showed up to begin a tradition that would go in the books. Runners showed their Rebel pride as they crossed the line drenched in scarlet.
It was such a fun way to kick off homecoming, and I love the opportunity to partner with campus and put on this great event that benefits not only our track program, but children in the community and giving them shoes. So it was so much fun to participate. My time was not very good, but it was a great opportunity to be out there.
Yeah, this is my first time doing a color run, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought everybody, really good spirit out here. Everybody was cheering each other on and never got tiring because you had people to run with, kind of watch. And definitely enough color, definitely had a nice supply of that shooting everywhere. But it was really fun. I hit a PR today, so I'll definitely come out and do it if we do it again.
The event not only celebrated homecoming week, but also the university's 60th anniversary. All color runners were given a ticket for UNLV football's homecoming game versus Utah State October 21st.
It was an exciting day, I think, for our inaugural run. It went off really well. Everybody had a great time. Everybody showed a lot of Rebel spirit and came out and supported. And so it was good. It was really good. It was very exciting to see everybody from all parts of the university and athletics and student affairs, all the sororities and fraternities out here just supporting what we do every day and kind of kicking off homecoming week.
2, 1, 2!
After a big turnout from the Vegas and UNLV community, the campus is now painted red and ready for homecoming week. For the Rebel Report, I'm Summer Crawley.
For the record, I got the camera after Summer did that story, so if you get a red camera, guys, it's from Summer being covered in the color run muck or whatever you want to call it. But it did look like a really fun event to be at, and we are looking forward to see what's coming in the future with track and field's color run.
Who knew miniature golf could turn into a competition with millions of dollars on the line? Major Series of Putting will authorize the largest series of putting tournaments in history.
Diana Zainuddin joins us live in the studio to tell us more.
I attended the Major Series of Putting Stadium course, and we're going to show you a sneak peek of the new 18-hole putting course designed by world-leading Nicklaus Design. Let's take a look. Major Series of Putting intends to entertain, challenge, and thrill people with the simplest and most important golf element, putting. To achieve this, MSOP will sanction the largest series of putting tournaments in history with millions of dollars in total prize money.
Major Series of Putting is the largest putting tournament ever held. We've run over 450 qualifiers across North America to bring the best putter here in Las Vegas, right next to Planet Hollywood, where we're going to host 9 championship events. So we're inviting everybody from the region to come and participate in the championship where we do have spot left, and also to attend the event. As a spectator, it's free to enter, we have skills game round, and we're going to deliver a great show.
This firm is surrounded by grandstand seating and live leaderboards. Pros, amateurs, men and women alike will compete in the MSOP Championship putting tournaments taking place October 27th through November 5th. In fabulous Las Vegas, participants from all walks of life will have the opportunity to test their skills and nerves as they compete over several days in high-stake championship putting tournaments in a 20,000 square foot surface. The fun is open to all as qualifying events are currently being held around North America in collaboration with local golf courses. For more information, visit www.msop.com. Major Series of Putting is a subsidiary of Lune Rouge Innovation, a new creative company inspired and controlled by Cirque du Soleil founder Guy Laliberte. You can interact with MSOP on Twitter and Instagram at officialmsop or on Facebook at facebook.com/officialmsop. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Diana. Sounds like fun. And for those of you wanting to participate, we have to warn you, that is a BYOP. Bring your own putter. But if you don't have one, you can also rent one there. Well, NHL season is in full swing. The Golden Knights are currently on a winning streak, which places them at the top of their division. The team has become the first franchise in 100 years to start its first NHL season with a record of 5-1.
And coming off of their first loss to the Detroit Red Wings, the Vegas Golden Knights had a lot to prove in the October 15th game against the Boston Bruins. And with multiple players out due to injuries, it was time for the team to step up and show us what they are really made of. Goalie Marc-Andre Fleury and forward Jonathan Marchessault were put on the injured reserve list prior to Sunday night's game. Fleury out for precautionary concussion procedures and Marchessault with a lower body injury. They joined fellow teammate already on IR, Eric Haula, also with a lower body injury. With 3 guys down, the rest of the team needed to step up their game in order to defeat the Boston Bruins. The Knights even recalled goalie Maxime Lagacé and forward Alex Tuch from the AHL's Chicago Wolves to fill in for the injured players. Ending the game 3-1, the Knights did not disappoint. But it was Malcolm Subban who was the star of the night. The goalie has his own relationship with Boston after starting 2 games for the Bruins, but quickly yanked from the goal for poor performance and eventually placed on waivers.
Any team that we're playing against, I'm just trying to get in there and get the win for the boys in my first game. And, obviously, like I said before, I got a lot of love for that organization. Made a lot of friends there, great group of guys and great coaching staff and a great staff overall. So, but I'm happy to be here and I'm happy that I can get the win for the boys here.
Subban insists that this was not a revenge game, although this is the 23-year-old's first career win, as it was for new teammates Alex Tuch and Vadim Shipachyov, who both made their first goals on NHL ice at Sunday's game.
They were great call-ups today, obviously. They played a good game and they capitalized on their chances, and no, we're real happy. Everything went well, and like you said, when you lose players like Marchessault and Hall and Fleury, the last game, and you bring these guys in, and they're a big part of our group. So they played real well. They obviously contributed 2 goals for us, and Subban played a real solid game.
Being able to handle last-minute switch-ups is something that a new team can only learn through experience. And our Knights proved that they can handle anything. For the Rebel Report, I'm Haley Brooks. The Knights will finish up a 7-game homestand on October 27th and then head on the road for 6 straight games. But something that is interesting at the Knights games, like I saw at the Bruins game a lot, was the amount of Bruins fans at a Knights home game. I know you went to the Kings game, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's, people aren't completely fans yet. It's a new team, so we're just, slowly taking them over to our side.
Yeah, we're taking them to the dark side.
Here we go, yeah.
All right, well, now we're going to talk some Runnin' Rebel basketball, so let's head over to the interview set for this week's Rebel Report Timeout.
Rebel Report Timeout.
Hi guys, and welcome back. Today with us we have the UNLV men's basketball coach, Marvin Menzies, coach. Thank you for coming. We haven't had you on the show for a while.
I know. I missed you guys.
Yeah, I think last time it was like 2 seasons ago or something.
Too long.
But thank you for taking your time. I know you've been busy. You had Mountain West, the Mountain West Conference Media Day a couple days, and then yesterday you had the Scarlet and Gray Showcase, which is back. So can you tell us how the guys looked out there?
Well, you know, it was more about the fans and just kind of engaging them and getting them to get a first look. So it wasn't really about the basketball as much as just, you know, a feel-good event and have the opportunity to, you know, have some fun with the guys. And it was great to have the women's team also involved with us. So we got a chance to get them up and down and our guys up and down a little bit with the dunk contest. And then we also had the three-point shooting stuff for the women.
Yeah, the dunk contest, how did that go?
I didn't like it. No, I didn't like it at all.
No, why? Why?
Well, we had like so many missed dunks. It was incredible. I've never been to a dunk contest that had any missed dunks. So I actually gave them today like half the day off because we've been going pretty hard. They didn't have their legs, but it was fun nonetheless. And I think Nunu might have won it. Travell Beck, I think he made his first couple dunks, so that was fine.
Yeah, and then you showed off your new uniforms. Do you have a say in like designing those? Or?
You know, they bring some of those thoughts to me, but I'm not very creative when it comes to that stuff, to be quite honest. So I kind of lean on the younger guys, the younger staff, and the players as well, and we engage them in the process and picking some stuff out. And it seemed to come across pretty good. The fans seemed to like it, and so you know, we're gonna roll with it now. We've already bought them, so it's done.
Yeah, it's true. So and then you said the ladies were there too. Can you talk about having that connection with them?
Yeah, you know, I love KO, the head coach, women's head coach, Kathy Oliver. She's just very, very sincere, great energy. You know, she's an enthusiastic, fun person to be around. And when my wife Tammy and I came to town and our kids, she was just, you know, fully kind of embraced us right from day one. So to have a head coach that leads a program with phenomenal girls with a lot of talent, and they're just getting better and better. So it's fun to watch them play as well, for sure.
And then can we talk about your new team? You have like 7 new recruits. They're all really young. Tell us about what they're bringing to the team.
Well, you know, their youthfulness is also their excitement. You know, they're enthusiastic to want to get better. You know, you can have young guys that think they got it all figured out and aren't very fun to coach, and so we didn't bring any of those guys in. We brought in guys that are engaged in their own development, really good listeners, which is almost a lost art sometimes with this generation. But these guys will look you in the eyes and really, you know, they give you great nonverbal responses. Their body language is pretty good for the most part until they get fatigued and they break down a little bit. But they're really fun to coach, and I think it's going to be a very exciting team to watch.
And I know you have one of the players that I think everybody's excited is for Brandon McCoy.
Which one is that? No, I'm just kidding. So I hear about Brandon's name like every day, you know, like 10 times a day. So, but no, and it's all good because he's a special kid, a special person. And Brandon is one of those guys also that, you know, comes in with a lot of accolades and McDonald's All-American, so on and so forth, but he doesn't have that ego that would potentially come with that type of, you know, just name.
Success,
it's just, success is a better word. He just wants to get better, you know. He just wants to win and he wants to get better, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and then you have some, you know, returning players like Javon Mooring. Can you tell us what they're like, you know, your expectations for them now? Right.
Well, we have Javon and Jordan are two seniors that we have on the team, and whenever anybody mentions their name, I have to remind myself who they are because we call them Jordy and JoJo. So I'm like, Javon. Oh yeah, that's right, that's JoJo. So those two guys are really, they're also a pleasure to coach. Off the top, but they're also very, very talented. Those two guys bring a lot of experience. Jovan had a chance, JoJo had a chance to play kind of two positions last year, which I think would bode well for him going into this year. I think Jordy will start the year off as our point guard, Jordan Johnson, and I think that you know, he's the kind of kid that gets in the office and asks questions and wants to find out exactly what I want. So we came in today, actually, right before the taping, and he came into my office and he said, "Hey, Coach, I don't understand. Okay, if we're going to play really fast, but you want us to slow it down sometimes and get into the post." And I said, "Okay, let me explain that to you." So we go into the philosophical understanding of how we want to play so he could truly understand our system, and then be a great locker room coach for us when we're not around. We want somebody saying the right things.
Yeah, and then it's your second season. What did you learn from your first season last season?
I need a raise is the first thing I learned. No,
Yeah.
no. I think that, the first season brought a lot of challenges, obviously, but I knew what I signed up for. Still 100% engaged. I want to make not just Las Vegas, home, but I want to make it my final destination for coaching. Definitely want to retire here, and it got reaffirmed by living here and seeing the passion. Living here again, I was an assistant coach for Lon Kruger several years ago in his first year, but just being around the city and seeing how much zeal and tradition and history is here, and how much the fans love the Rebels. Sometimes you forget when you don't live somewhere, as I've been here for a while, but no, they love it here, and obviously you want to go somewhere where you got a chance to win at a high level, and that's where we are.
Yeah, and we hope to see you for years to come.
You will.
Sadly, it's all the time we have, but now we're gonna toss it over to our panel discussion.
Hey guys, we're back with our second panel discussion, and today's topic is pay for play and if it's right or wrong. We're talking about pay for play because of recent news about Rick Pitino in Louisville in some hot water for paying a player. And Casey, I know you have some information about this.
Yeah, so Louisville just fired Rick as of today, and it's a full-blown FBI investigation. His contract's up, it's good till 2025 to 2026. We're looking at $44 million in discussion there. And he's allegedly a part of it. He hasn't actually admitted to paying anybody. Apparently it's an assistant that must have did it. And Adidas is tied into it as well, so there's a falling out there with the sponsorship.
So how is Adidas related to this case? And do you think that Rick Pitino should have been fired?
No, I don't think Rick should have been fired. And Adidas, they're saying that the triangle of money could have came through Adidas's sponsorship. And so that's how Adidas had to cut ties with Rick right off the bat. And so, essentially the NCAA is creating these kind of situations by not regulating pay for play.
Do we know how much allegedly was given to that student athlete?
It was at least 100 grand. Was it 150,000? Wow. Something like that.
And it's not only basketball. There's other sports that are affected by this. And Summer, I know you're a former track star. Can you tell us more about how this kind of relates to you?
Well, just as a former student athlete on the track and field team, like for us, we don't get the opportunity to have our jerseys sold in any shops, unfortunately. But for like say football and basketball, where there's numbers are sold in stores, specifically the numbers that are sold in stores are for the people who are like the billboard image of the team. So I believe that if you are being broadcasted as like the top player for that sport, you should get paid. But with that being said, they should be given the choice, either you get a stipend or you get a cut from like your sales, whatever percentage you are given. I don't think you should get both, because it's like a bonus, your stipend and then a bonus check. So I think that the players should be given the choice to either choose what they want. But and then also to cover that stipend, the stipend covers like for rent, for food, for other miscellaneous stuff that they need, to cover, to keep clothes on their back, whatever else. But I think it is important that players, if they are getting recognized, nationally, and then there's numbers being sold, I think they should get it.
So you never had a stifle as a former track star? You never got one?
Well, not during like a competition. Like right now I do get a stipend, but that covers, whatever I need. But I'm not too pressed about obviously getting another cut, but I mean, I'm okay with what I have now. So.
Michaela, what was your reaction to any of these allegations of Rick Pitino, or do you think that students should be paid?
Personally, I don't think they should, because there are sports like tennis who they don't generate money, there's no ticket sales, and so they're still athletes, they're still performing, and they don't have jerseys just like track or any like basketball or football. So I just feel like it should be equal to all sports, that if one sport cannot generate the money, that they should not like pay because basketball generates ticket sales and sells jerseys, that those players should get paid, but then tennis, they don't get paid. So I don't think it's fair, and I think we should just set that these athletes are given scholarships and they can have one-on-one tutoring, and that's good too. And I realize that there are other like rent you have to pay for, and that is hard, and I just want it to be fair for all athletes and not just focusing on basketball players should get paid or football players should get paid.
But would you guys consider that it's a full-time job to be a student athlete and have like, I'm looking for here, student as well, and you're not getting paid? So do you think that stifle still comes in, like when she was mentioning her stifle, do you think that still comes into play? Or do you think her idea of cutting half and half and probably getting paid would work?
I do. So in the early 1900s, the college sports was just an intramural experience. There was no money at all that came in. So the NCAA at that point, they had no bargaining material. But now it's $1 billion industry. These athletes that are playing might not play in professional athletes. They might not become professionals. So I think their market value is very important at this point by their risking their body and their limbs for a sport, for the NCAA's profit.
That's all the time we have. Let's send it back to the desk.
That was a really good discussion, and it got me and Lindsay thinking that we should be getting paid to do the Rebel Report.
I mean, we could, maybe get something from John's paycheck, just disperse it.
Even it out a little bit. Yeah, equal pay for equal play.
We're a team. We're a team here, all right?
Well, did you guys know that UNLV did not have an official wrestling team for more than 30 years?
Well, that's about to change this year because of the new team of wrestlers has put up, and they just received their certification. Kaylee Woods has more detail on the story.
The UNLV Wrestling Club, better known as the Wrestling Rebels, are officially preparing for their first competition after receiving certification from the National Collegiate Wrestling Association on September 13th. After months of fundraising, the Wrestling Rebels are set to compete against other colleges and universities through the NCAA, making sports history for the university. Former wrestler and head coach Zach Hawker has been working with this club since its humble beginnings, and he is ready to take on the challenge of coaching a competitive team.
In May, I got a call to come coach a team that didn't exist, and they said that we were going to have a team building, and I was all for it. So yesterday was kind of the fruition of 4 months of hard work, and we didn't waste our time.
Competitive wrestling has been absent from UNLV's athletics program since 1984, after Title IX budgeting reforms forced the university to cut funding for 2 men's sports teams. Coach Hawker says this gap has affected many of those wishing to continue wrestling into their college years.
I remember my dad talking about the glory days of UNLV wrestling, and I wanted to wrestle for UNLV, and I couldn't because they didn't have a team. So being able to be a part of rebuilding this tradition and this program is huge for me because I know there's a lot of kids out there like me.
The team has many goals, including starting a women's wrestling program, but for now they're taking everything one step at a time.
We're always looking for resources, and right now we'd like to get mats. Mats is the next thing. The ultimate goal is to get back to the NCAA level.
The Wrestling Rebels are set to face off against Dixie State and North Idaho in dual meets on November 30th at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Until then, for Rebel Report, I'm Kaylee Woods.
Wrestling Rebels are now preparing for their first competition in November.
And unfortunately, that is all we have for you today, but make sure to tune in next week when we will be giving you a closer look at what happened at the Scarlet and Gray Showcase.
And I think we've got a couple more Knights games, and what are you doing next week?
We've got football, we've got men and women's soccer. They're reaching an end here, so there's plenty of sports going on right now.
Go Knights! And make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms at Rebel Report UNLV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
See you next time.